So let's get right to it this week. Wisconsin and Ohio State. Glenn, you're going to be the Badgers. What's your offensive game plan?
Well, there's no secret that Wisconsin's going to Ohio State Stadium, and they're going to run the football, Wisconsin style. Big offensive line, big running backs. They did it very effectively last week against Minnesota, but they're not facing Minnesota this week. They got to add something to it. Their base play is the counter gap play, Jerry, which you talked about last week. They need to run more keeps or reverses off that play. Let me explain. They're going to be facing an awful good defense, and they're the type of team, Jerry, that, you know, it's kind of like, here we come, you try to stop us. And a lot of times they'll try to get an extra blocker over. You see, they shift the tight end back, and they're going to motion. It's kind of a telegraph to the defense. Here we come. We're going to get an extra blocker. Well, the defense knows that, but you still got to defend their best play. And in this particular case, you see they hand the ball to John Clay, and at the same time, Scott Tolzien will keep that ball on the keeper, fake keeper, out the backside, and he's wide open. Why? Because Minnesota is going to have to overplay that run because it's awful tough to stop. So just imagine if you're Minnesota last week and you worked all week on it, and here comes the motion. Everybody knows what's coming. The whole focus of the defense is in that off-tackle area, and then here comes John Clay, and at first glance, he looks like he's well defended, but he is a big guy. He's a load to bring down for less than about 5 or 6 yards. They do it off of different formations. Here the tight end's going to line up in a wing, and he's going to motion across, and then when the ball snap, he's going to come back on that off-tackle power play, gap blocking. But notice Minnesota here, they only have 2 defenders for 2/3 of the field, and you can see Tolzien on the keeper, the fake keeper coming in backside, he would have been wide open. Look at it again here. You know, if you're Minnesota, you really, or if you're Ohio State, Jim Haycock and his staff, they're going to have to defend this play. So everybody goes over there because they know if John Clay has a little bit of a seam like you see right here, and they don't have extra people going, this guy is tough to bring down, so you get everybody involved. So now here it is. Here's the play they got to start utilizing, Rever. They're going to motion the guy across, give the same exact look, their base play, the telegraph, everybody tell him, here comes that gap play to the tight end side. The ball is snapped, and watch Tolzien. As all the action's going to the right for Wisconsin, everybody is going to the left for Minnesota. They're going to overplay that play. But here's Tolzien on the keeper, out the backside, with the tackle slipping out, and he's already has the defensive back outflanked. And look at all that green grass off a simple play. It's made possible because they have to overplay that base play. And you can see Tolzien gets a big gain, and you know, might have taken it the distance, said he got caught from behind. So let's look at it again, okay? Again, you've been coached up all week. There goes the motion. You know what's coming. We've got to stop the run play of John Clay to that tight end side. So now when the ball snapped, the whole focus is in the off-tackle area. Even the safeties have their focus there because they know those guys up front need help. Now Tolzien keeps the ball coming out the backside, and you can see the tackle already has the safety outflanked, and it's a big gain. That's what Wisconsin is going to have to do. I'm not saying they have to run Tolzien on a lot of these keepers, but they got to run them more and early than they did against Minnesota. The other thing is they have 2 wide receivers, Isaac Anderson and David Gilroy, that are great reverse runners. I'd put a reverse in off that play.
And as Ohio's defense, I've got to stop that counter play where the guards are pulling. I want to do it a little bit different this week. I want to be the linebacker coach, and I want to scheme against that blocking scheme as the linebacker coach. And I want to take you through what I would tell the linebacker. So let's take a look at the base play where the guards pull. I'm coaching number 30, and what I'm going to tell number 30 is that we are going to read the guard through the back, meaning I'm going to look at those 2 to diagnose the play. But I know this as a linebacker. If the guard pulls, I'm going to follow him because he's going to bring me to the ball. Because I know this about guards. They don't lie, and they always bring me to the ball. So there's the guard. I'm following him. I'm a little behind, and there's a tackle trying to block me to keep me from the gap that is where John Clay runs through, that gap that's shaded. One more time. I'm a linebacker. I'm going to key the guard through the back. If the guard pulls, I'm going to go with him as fast as I can, because if I don't, a tackle, an offensive tackle is going to get on me and not only block me, but in this case, hold me, and I'm going to avoid a gap. When the guard pulls, he tells me where the ball is going, and he tells me it's a run. It's two things I know about guards. They don't lie, and they bring me to a run play. Now, let's look at Minnesota playing this better, this play 100% better. That linebacker 32 is reading the guard to the back. If the guard pulls, it trumps everything. Guard pulls, I go with the guard. I don't hesitate. In this case, 32 is right where he should be because he's in position where now that offensive tackle can't pin me in. Why? Because I got a good read on the guard pull, and now I'm front up with John Clay. I'm not sure that's a good deal, but I am certainly in the right spot. Once again, it's pretty clear. I key the guard through the back. If the guard pulls, I know the guard doesn't lie, and he takes me to the ball. Very well done by number 32 of Minnesota. I'm going to show it to you one more time, and then I'm going to go on to show you an example of Ohio State reading guards. Very well done by number 32. Now, Wisconsin's a very unique offense, so there is no similar play that I've seen as Ohio State defense this year, but I have seen guards pull. Number 51 is reading his guard, their offensive right guard, through the back. And you guys know this. You know that guards don't lie. You know that it's a run when a guard pulls, and you know if I follow the guard, he's going to bring me to the ball. Now, look at number 51. That is really well done. All I'm trying to do by reading the offense is to diagnose the play. Well, once I know the play, I just go play the play. And when a guard pulls, I go with him and I play the play. Now, once again, this is a little bit different than what I'm going to see at Wisconsin, but I've taught the basic technique. I've taught my linebackers, guards don't lie. It's a run play when the guards pull, and the guards bring me to the ball.
Okay, but what you're saying seems to fly in the face of the counter that Glenn had, that naked counter. If you follow the guards, you're out of position on that one.
Right, the play that Mace showed, the guards went opposite the ball. But remember, I'm the linebacker coach, so I've got to convince my linebackers how to get to the ball as fast as possible. And the way to do that is to tell them to follow the guards. They don't lie. The guards are lying to someone else in another meeting room who is responsible for the counter. But the last thing I want is a linebacker starting to scrape or worrying about reverse and counter. So I've got to convince my linebackers, you go as fast as you can, someone else will play that counter play.
So who's responsible for that naked play?
The defensive end should always keep the quarterback and any offensive player in front of them and the corner and the safety.